everyone, welcome back to my channel. I first of all want to thank all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting so many subscriptions, but I am happy that you all decided to subscribe to this channel. I started this YouTube channel about 2 months ago, I want to say, and it was supposed to be a hobby. Well, actually not supposed to be. It is a hobby and it's an outlet for me. I had been feeling burnt out from my regular 3 days a week, 3 12s a week working at the bedside, that I decided that aside from reading books, you can probably go ahead and start a YouTube channel just to kind of showcase some of the things that interest you, some of your likes, so on and so forth. So when I started the channel, initially it was a lifestyle, beauty, skincare, makeup, because I have a deep love for all of those things. But lately I said, you know what? I can probably go ahead and incorporate a little bit of nursing content on this channel. I have a TikTok account. So those of you who follow me on TikTok, what's going on? Thank you guys for joining me here on the YouTube platform. On TikTok, you all know that I discuss nursing issues, trends, so on and so forth. I kind of give a little bit of education, kind of tell you all some of my nursing experiences and stories and things that has happened to me in my years of being a nurse. But the difference is on YouTube, I can actually go on for a little bit longer. Not that I'm trying to talk for a whole hour or anything like that, but 3 minutes on TikTok was just not enough. So I said, I can actually use YouTube for some nursing content. So that is what I am planning on. It does not mean that TikTok has fallen by the wayside. I will still be on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I am trying to bump up my content and attempting to post at least twice a day. Kind of excessive, right? It's a lot. It's actually recommended that you post 3 times a day, but Lord, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Anyway, so back to the toxic work environment. I just want to say that when I made that video, it was not with the intent to discourage new nurses or nurse people who are looking to get into nursing as a profession. What I wanted to spread awareness on is that no one should have to tolerate working in a toxic environment or working in an environment that does not align with their values. For me, whenever I work for an institution, it doesn't matter how much money I'm getting paid. You can pay me a ton of money, but if I feel like my values are being compromised and things that I believe in fundamentally are being compromised or at stake, then I have to exit the organization. It is very important for nurses to get a good assessment and a good feel for the culture of the unit, for the culture of the organization, and determine whether or not it's conducive to their beliefs and to their values. For me, I've been a registered nurse for 12 years, and I fundamentally believe that every nurse should work in an environment that fosters growth, that is supportive, and that is nurse friendly. What I have found though throughout the 12 years is that not every institution and not every unit operates under that same foundation or operates within those same principles. Whenever I find myself working in an organization that violates my beliefs, I always have an exit plan. And let me just tell you all this recent resignation is not the first. I have resigned before in the past from institutions where I didn't feel aligned with my own personal beliefs and my own personal values. Let me tell you guys one of the stories where I resigned after 3 weeks of being a manager. So I have experience in home health, and I remembered being recruited by this pretty large home health agency here in the Maryland area. They recruited me to be a manager, a clinical manager within their office. And I signed on because it was 15 minutes from my house at the time, and I could have walked to work. And it was summertime, so I'm like, wow, walking to work is going to be amazing, get some exercise, whatever. I started there, and the first thing that turned me off from working there, on my first day, I asked for the Wi-Fi password, and I was told that the Wi-Fi password is IT has it, and that employees are not allowed to have the Wi-Fi password. Yes, you heard correctly. I was like, so you guys don't have the password? No. Can we get the password? No, only IT has it. So who is the Wi-Fi for? Who exactly is the Wi-Fi for? If I'm working for an organization and you can't extend to your employees the Wi-Fi password, what am I doing there? And this was back in, I think, 2019 or 2020. 2019, I believe. And you don't want to give up the Wi-Fi password? Red flag number 1. The second thing was the office that they placed me in had no windows. I couldn't see outside. And I'm a person, I'm very in tune with nature. As you can see right now, I am in the basement. And this is where my desk, this is where I do all of my schoolwork, where I keep my computer, my YouTube, all my YouTube equipment is kept down here. And now that it's warm outside, I have the door open. Because I love nature, I love outdoors. So I was in an office space where I could not see outside because they didn't have any windows. So I was like, wait a minute, I gotta spend almost 8.5 hours here of my entire day and there's no windows? Yeah, that didn't sit well with me. The third thing was the orientation was a bunch of modules and it was pretty much self-paced. So I would sit there, I would get there in the morning and I would sit on the computer and literally watch modules all day long. And yes, I fell asleep in between many of them and I had to take exams at the end of each module and I literally had no clue what was going on. It was the most painful orientation I had ever been in my entire working career. And I've been working since I was 18 years old. So it was bad. The other thing was the office was super cold. Like I literally could have worn my winter jacket and still being cold sitting in that office. So I did about 3 weeks there and then I said to myself, you know what? This is not going to work out for you. You're not happy there. The co-workers at the time, they still hadn't warmed up to me, which was pretty surprising because I'm usually a people person and people tend to warm up to me pretty quickly. So the co-workers weren't too friendly at that. So I said, you know what, this isn't going to work. It's not conducive with my values. I don't know what's going on. So the very last day, the day that I decided to quit, let me tell y'all what I did. Y'all girl had a plan. It was the day before 4th of July, I believe. And 4th of July on that year, in 2019, I believe it fell on a Thursday. So Wednesday, I went into work. I cleared all the history on the computer, I cleared everything off. I packed up my stuff throughout the day. I didn't have that much stuff there, but I packed up whatever belonged to me. And for the orientation modules, I dilly-dallied, I wasted time, I spent a lot of time, basically wasted an entire 8 hours. And at the end of the day, I left. And when I got home, I sent an email to the manager, citing, effective immediately, I am resigning because it's just not a good fit for me and it's not going to work out. So you have to know yourself and you have to know what works for you. I much prefer, at that point in time, when I quit that job, I preferred going to the hospital, doing my 3 12-hour shifts a week, and coming home and have the rest of the week to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. Being stuck in an office from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, with no windows and no Wi-Fi password definitely was not it for me. So you have to be very self-aware as to what is it that you want. I'm a firm believer that as nurses and as employees, it should be a mutually beneficial relationship. So of course we go to work because we need to earn a living, we need to earn money. However, I also feel like we should also be benefiting from the organization because they benefit from us. So when you are working in an environment that's toxic, that can affect your mental health, it can affect your physical health. Some people get ill and start exhibiting physical symptoms because of a toxic work environment. So if that's what your workplace is causing you, then you do not need to be there. I feel like employers want for us to work. However, they owe it to us to provide a safe working environment. Things like lateral violence, bullying, workplace violence, targeting, retaliation they don't belong in the workplace. And I can only speak for nursing specifically because that's where I work. I'm a nurse. There is a lot of that, and we still have a lot of work to do within the nursing profession to improve working conditions, especially for nursing students, new grad nurses, and those wanting to enter into the profession. We have a long way to go. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this video. I just wanted to thank you all for subscribing to my channel. I hope you all continue to watch my content. Feel free to leave me any comments if you have any questions, if there's anything that you'd like for me to touch on this channel as far as nursing is related, or even beauty, lifestyle, and makeup. I'm your girl for that as well because I love all the products, love all the things, body care, skin care. That is me. Just go ahead and drop me some comments, like this video, and I will see you all again in the next video.